Welcome viewers, Nick here once again with another exciting TV box review. Today I feature the highly anticipated Ugoos AM7 TV box running on the new Amlogic S905X4 CPU on the latest Android 11 operating system. Yes, we have witnessed the failed attempt to deliver a complete TV box running on Android 11 by recent developers. So we now turn our eyes to Ugoos with high expectation to see how they manage the new S905X4 chipset on Android 11 mobile version. Keep in mind, I just gave them the title of the best Android TV box manufacturer for 2020 and 2021. So let's see if that holds out. In this review, which is no different from my other reviews in the past, we'll take a close look at its hardware and performance. You already know what to expect from the Ugoos firmware, as it always has the best and the most features in the industry. So I'll just check for any new features and for consistency. And in the end, we'll look at the pros and cons to determine if Ugoos has lived up to our expectations. So don't go anywhere, you have that right after a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by SZBox, one of the most reliable dealers of TV boxes, mini PCs, wireless remotes, and accessories. They have stores on both Amazon and AliExpress and offer fast delivery and reliable customer service. So look for the name SZBox the next time you're looking for a great TV box at an affordable price. See the link in the description for today's TV box, the Ugoos AM7, and also to check out all of the products offered on their various stores. And now back to the video. Welcome back. So in the box, Ugoos decided to go with an all-white design instead of the usual black, and the contents are basically the same with the exception of the remote. You get the AM7 TV box itself. They were professional and considerate enough to include a wireless air mouse with voice control feature that does not require a dongle. You get a 4 feet 1 meter HDMI cable, a 5 volts 3 amps DC power adapter, a pair of external antennas, and a user manual. Its body is made of plastic with a transparent acrylic surface with an RGB Ugoos logo to the top. Its input-output ports include one HDMI 2.1 port, one RJ45 gigabit LAN port, one Type-C port, one USB 2.0 port, and the DC power input to the rear. To the right side, you have 3 USB 3.0 ports, one optical audio, and one AV port. On the opposite side, you have the external antenna connectors and a power button. To the front, you have an IR sensor. And below the box, you have 4 anti-skid rubber feet, some cooling vents, a reset button, and an update button. So I'll just take a moment to set this up and continue. So I'm all connected, and the boot up process features this Amlogic S905X4 splash screen followed by the Ugoos boot up animation. Then you're taken directly to the launcher. There is no startup wizard or unnecessary delays. Immediately upon startup and connecting to your internet, you are prompted to complete your first Ugoos update. This will be the first of many, as they have skillfully learned how to develop universal firmwares that work across all their boxes without having to create a new firmware each time, hence maintaining their premium features by simply updating. This launcher, as most of us already know, is the most advanced feature-rich launcher in the industry and is only rivaled by one other, and that's the one used by A95X. This launcher to begin with features your typical Android mobile features such as long click menu pop-ups, drag and drop shortcuts, horizontal sliding panels, split screen feature, and the infamous navigation bar and status bar with full system controls. But those are just basic features, some of which the majority of boxes on the market have struggled to implement. And keep in mind, Ugoos is doing this on the latest Android 11, so that speaks to the competence, consistency, and the dedication of their technical team. When it comes to advanced premium features, Ugoos presents the following. You have a root switch with a warranty warning. You have 4K display up to 2160p at 60Hz, and this is true 60Hz and not 59.94Hz. You have a switch to lock the size of the user interface for applications that changes your display mode. You have adaptive HDR display, and there's a switch that allows you to turn HDR always on or to have it triggered automatically when an HDR video is played. You have advanced screen orientation, or as I call it, screen rotation features, where you have the option to set the orientation to a fixed position, or you can use the option to have it respond to an application's orientation needs. You have automatic frame rate settings with a special feature to improve IPTV services. You have HDMI CEC options. You have a built-in gamepad keymapping feature. You have advanced mouse pointer options. You have a navigation bar and status bar options. You have power definition options. You have hardware monitor feature. You also have the option to display the hardware monitor features in a draggable window. You have recent application window options, or what I like to call multitasking options. You have the full Google Assistant feature that works with the included voice remote.
Here are the latest numbers of confirmed coronavirus disease cases and deaths worldwide. According to Wikipedia, as of the 30th of August, there were 206.
You have 54 various languages. And you have Wi-Fi hotspot and Ethernet tethering feature. The only missing feature, and I'm not sure why, is the file client and Samba server settings. So taking a look at its pre-installed apps, they have included two screencasting apps, which are the new AirScreen app and the official Miracast app. They have included a Ugoos remote server app that is actually their own version of a mobile remote control app. They have included the default movie player app and an app called ExoPlayer, which is an interesting media player that has features similar to the VLC player, and it attempts to play videos with digital audio formats and display the formats on the screen while the video is being played. So to complete my review, I will pause for a moment to install some additional apps to benchmark its performance and to test its entertainment features, and I'll continue. Before we get into its entertainment features, let's first take a look at what's under the hood. The manufacturer is Ugoos, and they have hidden the details about the mainboard information as they would like to keep this bit of information close to their chest. It runs on 4GB of DDR4 RAM and 32GB of internal storage. This bit of information here is the remaining storage after the Android installation and all the apps installed. The Bluetooth version is 5.0 with Bluetooth LE technology. If you would like to learn more about this new Bluetooth audio technology, see the link in the description below this video. Its CPU, we already know, is the Amlogic S905X4, and it's a 64-bit quad-core Cortex A55 CPU, and it's clocked at 2.0 GHz, but it's only configured in 32-bit mode with support for only 32-bit ABIs. This means that it's restricted to only 32-bit applications. Its display is powered by the Mali G31 GPU with OpenGL version 3.2 support. This means that it's good for 3D gaming. On the network, it shows that it has dual-band 2.4 plus 5 GHz Wi-Fi support. Its operating system is Android 11, and it shows that the box is currently in the rooted mode. Under devices, it shows that it has Vulkan version 1.1 support. This means that it has superior graphics capability. Under temperature, it shows that its normal operating temperature is between 55 to 65 degrees Celsius and will monitor how it maintains during the 3D gaming segment. Under codecs, it shows that it has all of the decoders for the playback of 4K HDR videos in AV1 format, and videos with digital surround sound audio formats such as Dolby Atmos and DTS audio. So that's its system and hardware information. To prevent viewer fatigue during this long video, I decided to move the benchmark segment to the end of this video and proceed with its entertainment features. If you would like to jump to that segment, you can use the timestamp in the description below this video. When it comes to streaming movies and TV shows, the most asked question is, can it play Netflix in HD and 4K? Due to its operating system and its limited digital rights management, it can only play Netflix and Amazon Prime Video in basic 480p quality. It only has Google Widevine Level 3 and no HDCP protection. This is insufficient to protect their services against piracy. It requires Google Widevine Level 1 with HDCP 2.2 or higher. It also has to be running on Android TV OS because it's a TV box and it must not be rooted. I installed a modified version of Netflix to attempt a workaround, but unfortunately the app still shows in basic 480p. When it comes to YouTube, there is no longer the need for the Android TV version, as the mobile version found on the Google Play Store that features picture-in-picture display now has the ability to play movies in 4K 2160p and in HDR quality. If you prefer to cast your videos from your mobile device directly to your TV box, then the AM7 comes with the AirScreen app and the Mirrorcast app. However, the official Mirrorcast app is the one that can cast your content in HD quality. So I encountered an issue where every time I tried to run the Mirrorcast app, it would automatically shut off the Wi-Fi, rendering it unusable. So I used the AirScreen app instead and it worked without issues. However, it's not using Mirrorcast protocols. Instead, it uses standard casting that only provides 480p resolution, unlike Mirrorcast that provides HD. Another feature that involves pairing your mobile device is the Ugoos mobile remote control and file sharing feature. This involves simply scanning the barcode on the screen with your mobile device, which will then link you to the installation page. Hence, from there you will install the app to gain access to the mobile remote control and file sharing feature. One of the major improvements with the introduction of the new Amlogic S905X4 chipset is the playback of 4K videos and the recent inclusion of the AV1 video format decoder. So I will now play a few videos in 4K HDR format. Then I'll play some AV1 videos to test its video playback capabilities.
And only a win for Barca would be enough, because it would give them the same number of points as Atletico, but the head-to-head goal difference is what counts.
So the 4K videos played smoothly in HDR quality, and during the playback, the HDR feature was activated on my LG TV. I now play the videos in AV1 format. Using the included ExoPlayer, the 4K HDR videos and the videos in AV1 format played without issues. The VLC player, on the other hand, has issues playing the AV1 format, so the ExoPlayer was included for this said reason. To test its Dolby and DTS surround sound audio output, I will perform 3 tests. One using HDMI pass-through configuration, another using optical audio only, and the third I will attempt to connect using the Bluetooth 5.0 LE technology, and let's see what type of audio output over Bluetooth it has. So before I begin, there is one issue I encountered during this demonstration, and that is most of the media players such as the VLC player, the MX player, and the included ExoPlayer are not reading formats such as DTS-X, DTS HD Master Audio, resulting in the receiver either displaying DTS or PCM. The only media player that successfully reads all the various audio formats including Dolby True HD is the Kodi media player. However, there is one video format that the Kodi media player cannot read, and that is videos encoded in the .ts format, and this is the video that has the Dolby surround format. So during this test I will have to skip this video because it freezes up the Kodi media player. I'm not too concerned about this issue because Ugoos usually update their boxes regularly, so eventually they'll solve this issue. So first, this is the HDMI pass-through test, and we are looking for various Dolby and DTS surround sound formats.
This is Dolby Atmos, the world's first object-based cinematic audio. With powerful moving audio that transcends from channels to
juries, executioners, judges.
Welcome to the inside of your head.
This is the left channel. Next, we have the center channel. Over here is the right channel.
So when in HDMI pass-through configuration, you get all of the digital surround sound audio formats including Dolby True HD. When I attempted to perform an optical audio test, I encountered 2 issues. One, there is no option under sound settings to switch between HDMI and optical audio, hence the optical audio is always on by default. 2, when you attempt to play a video using optical audio settings on the receiver, the box cuts off the optical audio light and reverts to HDMI, so Ugoos will have to look into this issue. In my third audio test, connecting the box to my receiver via Bluetooth, I got audio while playing non-digital audio videos. However, When I attempted to play digital audio, there was no output. Not that I expected it to play, but I was just curious to see if the new Bluetooth 5.0 LE technology made any difference. You can use alternative launchers and live wallpapers. Not that the Ugoos launcher isn't the best launcher, but if you have your preferred launcher, you can use it on this box. The included Ugoos remote is a Bluetooth remote and it's already paired with the box before shipping. The Air Mouse feature is responsive with very little latency, and the voice commands feature works with the Google Assistant feature included with this box. What's the weather in Miami?
Currently in Miami, Florida, it's 76 degrees and cloudy. Today, there'll be isolated thunderstorms with a forecasted high of 85 and a low of 76. There is currently a flash flood warning in effect.
For my final demonstration before I move on to the benchmarks, I will play some Android games to test its graphics rendering performance, its gamepad keymapping capability, and a monitor for overheating.
Contact with enemy! Tango down! Enemy contact! Enemy contact. Target's in sight! Contact with enemy! Let's go! Enemy in sight. Sniper down! Enemy down! Get down! Sniper!
Now here is Harris. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Here's Davis. Well, Doris, an interesting game. Moments ago, you had a chance to talk with head coach Frank Vogel. What do you have to say?
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Prince outside. Pass to Harris.
So with its CPU clocked at 2.0 GHz and its GPU having a Vulkan support, its graphics rendering is smooth and of a high quality. I connected my Bluetooth gamepad without issues, and the temperatures remained in the low 70s during gaming. And that is acceptable from experience when compared to boxes that suffer from severe overheating. Before I conclude with the benchmark segment, there is a quick note I would like to bring to your attention about the root switch feature in this box. This box uses Magisk to manage its root permissions instead of the Super User app. In order for the root switch to work, you need to update Magisk and restart the box. Unlike boxes that uses the Super User app, this box will not go into a boot loop when you update it. And finally, let's take a look at its benchmarks. First, its RAM copy speed and its internal storage read and write speeds. It has a RAM copy speed of 3417 megabytes per second. Its internal storage has a read speed of 168 megabytes per second and a write speed of 106. The tests performed on its Wi-Fi bands and LAN port using a Wi-Fi 6 router revealed that on my 150 megabits per second network, you get maximum bandwidth on both Wi-Fi bands and on the LAN port. There is also a new test that measures video streaming quality over your network. In the Antutu benchmark, it scored 93,521. This is a high score and should see to it that it places high on the rankings chart. In the Geekbench 4 CPU benchmark, it scored 921 single-core and 2,264 multi-core. These are also some high scores. In the 3DMark Gamers Bench Graphics benchmark, it scored 5,825 in the Ice Storm Extreme test, 607 in the Slingshot test, and 385 in the Slingshot Extreme test with Vulkan support. These are some good scores, hence the performance I got during the gaming segment. And that's the last of the benchmarks. Let's now see where it places on my rankings chart. So after entering the scores on my rankings chart, the new Ugoos AM7 is ranked at position 19 in reference to Antutu benchmark scores, placing it in the high performance category. You can view this chart on my blog where you can compare various benchmark scores, and you can also compare the best prices using this link right here. See the link to this chart in the description below this video. So in summary, the Ugoos AM7 I would say is the best Amlogic S905X4 model to date. In this package you get the latest chipset clocked at 2.0 GHz on DDR4 memory with Vulkan support, and they have included a Bluetooth wireless air mouse with voice commands features. You get Ugoos' trademark firmware that's loaded with features unseen in other boxes. Its performance benchmarks reflect that it's a high-performance TV box, making it ideal for streaming movies and TV shows, 4K video playback with digital surround sound audio, and it's well suited for 3D gaming, delivering stunning graphics and smooth gameplay. With that said, if I were to be critical of this box, I would say that it lacks the 64-bit architecture that would allow it to run 64-bit applications. There's a bug in the audio system that's preventing the use of the optical audio port. The Miracast app disconnects your Wi-Fi when you try to use it, and it does not have the required DRM support for Netflix and Amazon Prime Video to play in HD or 4K quality. However, given Ugoos' record, I'm confident that they will address the Miracast issue and the issue with the optical audio port in a firmware update. Well, viewers, have come to the end of this review. This was a very long video, and if there were parts that you missed or have a particular interest in, you can jump directly to that segment by using the timestamps provided in the description below. So if after watching this video you are interested in this box and would like to get the lowest prices, I provided links in the description where you can get just that with the included coupons. Thanks goes out to SZBox and Ugoos for making this video possible. If you are new to this channel and like the content provided, keep in the loop about the latest boxes by clicking the subscribe button along with the notifications bell before leaving, and you'll receive a notification on your mobile phone and in your email as to when I release new videos or decide to do a giveaway. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to watch this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the presentation. Stay tuned and I'll be seeing you in the next one.